with the success of those national programs like The Profit and Shark Tank and Undercover Boss, you can tell that entrepreneurship in the United States is doing very well. And here in Maine, it's succeeding just as much. The Upstart Maine is a coalition that supports the entrepreneurs in the Bangor region. And today we're going to be talking to some of those entrepreneurs while we're having a good time out here ice fishing. Today we're talking to Elena Metzger. She's the owner of Print Bangor. So let's get right into these questions and see if we can get some unfiltered answers to the questions everybody's just dying to know. So Elena, tell me first, why should people care what you're doing?
I think we do, at Print Bangor, we do everything from business cards to banners, and I'm a very tactile person, so I like to see my designs come to life. It could be everything from a vinyl decal that's on a wall, or just someone being so happy with their business card. It just kind of brings out something tactile you can see, and customers really do like that when it comes to their product.
Well, you had me at tactile, I'll tell you right there, young lady. So, how did you get here?
I had a travel agent that said you can get a ton of Moxie. No, actually, wildlife ecology brought me here. It was here or Alaska. So I figured, let's start with the cold instead of the dark and cold.
How often do you think about the failure of your company?
I think about it all the time. I think our business is kind of like a startup all the time. We call it the paper wars. So as people get more technologies that they can do at home, you have to buy the latest and greatest technology and upgrade. So you're kind of like a startup at all times. So you're constantly evolving. And I think a couple of our customers had said that. And so, yeah, I always think about failure. What if you make the wrong decision? What if you're not keeping up with the right technology? What if you don't make your customers happy?
Well, thinking back on that, if you knew then what you know now, what's one thing you'd do differently?
One thing I'd do differently, training and labeling. Little things like that. I think testing your products before it goes out is kind of what you need to do to make sure everything's smooth. And
you've been waiting for this unfiltered pad, haven't you?
No, I
We're moving right into rapid fire.
No.
Now, rapid fire is a pretty good part of this little, this interview process. Because I'm going to be asking you a series of about 15 questions in about 2 minutes, and you've got to answer them get through as many as you possibly can.
Can I say no or yes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Are you ready for this?
Go.
All right. First question. If you had to sell your company right now, but you couldn't sell it for money, what would you accept as payment?
Another company.
Oh, one superpower you've always wanted, Mom.
Superpower. Power to clean up. Super quick.
Favorite place in Maine?
Toddy Pond.
Oh, there you go. Celebrity crush, other than the obvious.
Elijah Wood.
Uh-huh. What's better for your business? Hiring a good employee or firing a bad one?
Hiring a good employee.
If you weren't running your business, what would you do?
Pottery all day long.
If your house was on fire and you only had time to get 3 things out, what would they be?
My kids.
Well, that's only one.
No, there's like 2 of them. So I get one more. Ben and my cat.
If you could be any animal, what would you be? And you better have this one because you got the background. A cheetah. Well, there you go. If you were stranded on a deserted island, what's the one thing you'd bring with you?
Margarita maker.
If I gave you a blank check and you could only buy one thing for your business, what would it be?
Lots of machines.
Most embarrassing quirk?
I'm bad on TV. Dave, I hate to interrupt these rapid fire questions, but I think we got some.
Oh, geez, I think we do there. Look at that there, Missy. My goodness. So that's where that stuff comes from.
More Moxie for me.
Well, you should stay tuned for another great episode coming up.